Okay, so today we have here Irra that it's playing Grixis Shadow. Irra has recently won a PTQ, a qualifier for Sofia, and is here today to be the first guest in this Duel Series. Hi Irra, how are you? How are you feeling?
A pleasure to be here, like always, and a pleasure to be here playing this amazing deck.
Awesome. Why did you choose this deck to qualify to Sofia? What made you
It was
take it?
a last minute call after a very unsuccessful first day with four colors, and I wanted to play both sides, so I decided to go for this. Another player just tell me that Gerry Thompson had published a guide of Shadow without Giganta, and that way you can play all the powerful cards in your sideboard like Fury, Seasonet, or the Chalice. So I decided to go for this, and it went pretty well. I didn't lose any round at all in the tournament.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. And now I'm terrified playing against you in this duel series. What we are going to do today is to play 7 games. The first 3 will be without sideboard, and then we will play the rest with sideboard. And the first player that will reach 4 wins is the one that will win this first duel series at the channel. How do you think this format looks like to you?
Yeah, well, I was playing a lot during rounds when I make my intentional draw into the top eight. I was playing with another player testing against Murktide, and
Mhm.
it's a very tight, let's say, matchup for both of us. The key point is if I can find solutions for your Murktide. If you can resolve a Murktide, I will be in very big problems, basically.
Yeah, you have a lot of tools to deal with that. And to be honest, when I look at the scaffold of this deck that you are playing, you have the 4 expressives, you have the 4 Dragon's Rage Channeler, the Rawagan, and the Ledger Shredder. Come on, you are almost like a Martai deck, and you have some better cards on top, like the Death Shadow and the Croxas. So I'm really trembling here, you know?
Yeah, no, but the key point is that it's a multi, and also if you're playing Jace post side, if you can resolve a Jace and it can survive a couple of brainstorms, I will be out too because it's too much. It's a big advantage. So basically, those are the key points. Plus, of course, a crazy Ragavan on turn one that you cannot remove basically.
All right, then let's find out and let's go to play 7 rounds. Well, up to 7 rounds of Modern. And I'm really excited to have you here, Irra. Thanks a lot for taking this invitation. Let's go for it.
Let's go.
So here we are for the first game in this duel series with Irra. I'm makuto86 myself. So this hand looks super good, especially if they have a Thosis, but also it fills in the graveyard very quick. So we might keep this hand. Yeah, I guess so. We will keep this hand. All right. So first we are going to bubble ourselves, and depending on what we see, we are going to decide if we make a fetch or not. Well, here it is. We were talking about Murktide as a good way to fill in our hand, so our graveyard. So let's see how this plays out. Okay, we draw the Murktide. I think we will do, unless they resolve a Dash Ragavan, we are going to do the Consider End of Turn. Well, there is maybe a change of plans. This card is too good to let it untouched. So let's do like this. Bold here. And we will play... I guess we will play Mishra's Bubble to see what I have in the top. And then we will be open to... Wow, Dreadborn, that's a problem. And then we will keep open to Counterspell, right? But I don't like that they have access to that sorcery removal. Oh, Spell Snare. That's a fantastic way to deal with the Dreadborn. Yeah. Okay, so we can fill in our grave with this card. Shall we Spell Snare and consider, or shall we just discard the land and that's it? I think we are going to consider. Let's see what we find. And we have a counterspell. I think we get rid of a counterspell. And then we have access to Spell Snare with our Murktide. And that's probably a good plan to have. Let's do like this, equals 6. And we pass the turn. We have to be careful with the unholy hits, but for the rest we are pretty good, I guess. I think they are going to play the Dreadbore. Yeah, Irra is doing that, and it's our turn. So now, well, another Murktide. I think we first try to see what we get. Probably this one hand, this one bottom, this one top. We play this. We do this. We are going to do double Murktide, and we are going to attack. We have to think about the shadows that they are going to have, but I don't think it's an issue for us. We are quite fine. So here I put some big eyes in the chat. What is going on here? And concede for the first game. So we go to the second game without sideboard, and then we begin sideboarding. We leave it as it is. And now Irra is going to start. So we move to game 2 in this Duel Series. First chapter of this Duel Series. I don't think this hand is super good. It suffers a lot to this, so I think I'm going to mulligan. Oh, this one is better. I like this one. What do we want to get rid of? Probably an unholy hit. Or maybe it should be a spell snare. I don't know. Let's find out. Now Ledger's Redder is a good card against this hand, but thanks God we have the spell snare that can protect us from that. Okay, Watery Grave. What do we have? Ledger's Redder, less than Steam Vents, and we are going to spell snare that. We pass our turn, and we play Island. We pass the turn. Let's see what comes out of this. Swamp, Ledger's Redder. I guess we don't want that. And what else do they have? Okay, Dragon Rage Channeler. I guess here, what do we want? Do we want to do Expressive Iteration and then the Unholy Hit? Or do we want to play Ledger Shredder and pass? We want to play Consider and try to find a land? I think the best play is probably this. Okay, we find Dress Down, we put it in the hand. We will put this down and this in exile. So we play this. Yes, Pay to Life. And we are going to play Unholy Hit here. We pass the turn. And a Ragavan here will be very good if they have it. 4, okay. What is coming? Oh, the Season Pyromancer. That card is super good against us. They discard only... Oh no, 2 cards. Draw 2. Well, Ragavan, now you are super bad in this spot. I guess we are going to play Ragavan anyway. Let's do this and this. And then Ledger Shredder. We will get rid of Dress Down, probably. Yeah, Dress Down. I think we need the land. With an Archmage Charm and the Consider, we are pretty heavy in mana needs. Okay, Expressive. Let's see if we can activate our Ledger Shredder for good. They have access to Fatal Push, which is a problem. Whoa, Croxa. Okay, we are going to draw this card. Lightning Bolt. Do we need Lightning Bolt against the Shadow deck? I don't think so. Consider down, and then we send this down to the grave. No attacks, and we go. So here, I guess we want to attack for 3, right? We are not that afraid of the Death Shadow. Yeah, let's attack. I mean, we cannot live afraid of dying to a Death Shadow. They are thinking what should be done here. I think they are very complicated games. Here, I guess we want to counter that. Our Ledger Shredder is quite important for us, and we will discard the land afterwards. They have a Shadow in hand, I guess. Oh no, they send it to the exile. That's what they did with the Expressive Iteration. They don't have it in hand now. Okay, Shadow. We are going to discard Polluted Delta. And I guess we are good to go. This is Spell Pierce. I don't know if it's good, it's bad. I don't know what to think. A Murktide here would be super good in Expressive Iteration. I can tell you it's also a big thing. Well, but we find literally nothing. So we're going to take a Consider. And we are going to take Flooded the Strand, back, Fury, Islet here. Let's play these. Let's play a Consider. We draw. Let's see if we can find a Murktide. Another Expressive Iteration. That's fantastic for next turn. If they don't find a discard. I think this counterspell is good. It's going to help us to protect ourselves from anything. I think we are not going to attack in this spot. We don't want to make that shadow bigger, and having the counterspell give us some gap for waiting. They have more than 10 cards in the grave, so probably they are going to go for the Croxa, which I think somehow is fine. I hope they don't have a counterspell for one. Croxa is coming. I can feel from here how they are exiling cards from the grave, and Croxa tries to escape. Hello Croxa, nice to meet you. And now they can attack with the shadow and fetch, but they don't. Okay, we are going to do this, and let's try to find a Murktide. And here it is. So I guess we want to kill the shadow, and its duration is really good, but I think it's better Unholy Hit and Murktide to close this game. So we are going to take Murktide in hand, Expressive down, and Unholy Hit. We are going to play here the Unholy Hit and get rid of this island that we have in the hand. And yeah, we are going to play the Murktide. Let's attack first. And I guess if they try to play Crocs again, this is it. If they don't, I think we play the land. We are going to lose it anyway to the Croxa, so I think it's a good thing to play it, and that's it. We pass. And they fetch. Okay, tap land. And this could be lethal if they don't find a dreadboard. Maybe they have it. Expressive iteration. Okay, they will look 3 cards. Probably they find an answer for the Murktide. Let's find out. Dead Shadow. Okay, trigger. Discard this. Well, now it's a 5/7. The Ledger Shredder. So now if they kill the Murktide, maybe they have a push. Or they think they can stay at 1 life. Let's do this. Ragavan. This card is pretty bad in this spot. I guess we just want to pass because they will have to attack with the Dragon Rage Channeler, and we can block the shadow with the Ragavan. So, and if they play Croxa, that's also fine for us. They are going to lose the creature anyway. But wait. If they play the Croxa, then the Channeler will not attack, but still they will not have flyers. So I think it's fine. We are just going to pass the turn and not attack here in this spot. When we attack, we attack with all the guarantees. Okay, black mana. Croxa is coming. When they tap that slow, is Croxa. Can they Croxa and preserve the 4 card types in the grave? I guess they can. No, they can. They will lose 1 type. I think the Dragon Rage Channeler then is going to lose the flying, but if they attack with a creature and we block, then the Channeler will be again having flying. No, it will not. Alright, so I think here in this spot we probably discard Ragavan, right? Let's do that. Scalding turn. So they are going to attack with the Shadow, I guess. We can block with Ragavan, right? I guess so. Yeah, but if they fetch, then they will have 4 types again in the grave. So I guess we want to block like this and like this. And we play around the chance that they have a creature in the grave. Yeah, they concede. I think that was their idea. Quite smart. I mean, it's the only way out from this situation. But we kind of knew. All right, so here we are for game 3. This is game 3 without sideboard, and I think this hand is a keep for us. Let's see if Irra also keeps that. Yeah, he does. And maybe we have a first hand with Thoughtseize. No, there is no Thoughtseize. It's a Ragavan, and I guess against this deck, do we want to Lightning Bolt now? I don't think so. I don't think we need to Lightning Bolt now. I guess I prefer to do it beginning of combat because they don't have a way to counterspell our Lightning Bolt, I guess. So they attack, and then we Lightning Bolt this, and it's our turn. After they play Ledger Shredder, maybe. Okay, Channeler is super good. Another Ragavan. Wow, that's a big problem. So let's try to. Shall we put there a Ragavan. I don't think that's the best idea. Let's send it to the graveyard. Get a land, and now we are going to get hit hard by Ragavan. Ragavan attacks, and they hit what they find. Press down. Okay, press down is fine. I guess they can play it and draw a card. Okay, so now, yeah, they will play it end of turn. Let's see the trigger of the channeler. Do we want to here play Spell Pierce just as a way to make our our graveyard bigger? We have many cards in hand that doesn't have an utility. I think we will play Spell Snare, and they don't draw a card. We keep on making our graveyard. Oh my. Alright. Well, we passed. I think this game is not looking super good for us. That's the problem with counterspell hands on the draw against Grixis. Okay, they attack. The card I really fear now is the 2-2 that draw these cards. I think here we play Flooded Strand. We pass. So we try to steal the Ragavan here. Maybe that's fine. Okay, they will bubble themselves, I guess. Beginning of combat, let's try to get the Ragavan. Counter. Yeah, thrown in the lore. Okay, I guess that's fine. I'm only concerned if they find Murktide. That's my major worry in this spot. Lightning Bolt. That's good also. They could even use Lightning Bolt against them. Okay, they will use it on me, of course. But if they have a Shadow in hand, that could be also something interesting. Alright, we go to 7 lives, and we are going to fetch end of turn, unless they want to play something else. Okay, they bubble us. Fine. Let's make that information not relevant. Steam stop. Now they draw. Ooh, unholy hit. Where do we want to use it? I mean, I guess here, and straight away. Will you try to counterspell? Seems like it. Okay, let's see what do you surveil there. I guess let's counterspell this. And do we play Steam Vents? Do we want to play Steam Vents? We want to play Steam Vents for sure, and we go to 4. We are that crazy, but I really want to counterspell whatever they have, and my only exit is really finding a removal. End of turn. We go to 1. We have to play our outs. I mean, if they resolve something, it's a problem. We represented the counterspell, and we lose anyway because we didn't find the removal. So now we move to the games with sideboard. We are 2-1 for Makuto, and now we move to the sideboard games. So now this is the first sideboard game out of 4 possibles. You know, if one player reaches 4 points, it's going to get this Duel Series, first stop of the Duel Series. And here we need to think a bit, what do we want to do? Because I think this is not the classic Grixis. It's a bit different, but explosives are always good against this deck. Unlicensed, I think it's good because of the Croxas, and to make them lose their Delirium, and Jace is also super good. And I think when we are on the play, the Blood Moons are also relevant, but I will put just one Blood Moon. The Magus, I think they can kill it easily, and then it's not that good. And what do we want to sideboard out? I think here the counter spells are relatively bad, and Spell Pierce also I'm not a big fan. I don't want to have a protective gain, a reactive gain. I want to be really as proactive as possible. So Dress Down will go out for sure. Then the 2 Pierces, and then we are going to take Counterspell out, and I guess 3 of them. This version has a lot of blue, so I intended to take a Mystical Dispute for a Counterspell. I think I kind of like that, so I'm going to go for it. So that's our sideboard: 2 explosives, 2 unlicensed, Jace, Blood Moon, and 1 Mystical Dispute. And I guess we are good to go. Okay, so here we are in game 4 of this Duel Series. This is the first game with sideboard, and we are on the play. This hand it's okay, I guess. We can react to an early Ragavan, but it's really bad against the Thoughtseize. We don't want to lose our Murktide just that easy. I think we can discuss here if we should have open with a fetch. I guess here we want to holy hit straight away. Yeah, because you can discuss if we want to start with fetch, because with fetch we ensure we have already Murktide in turn 3, thing that we are not doing now, but it's okay. I guess it's okay. Well, I don't think we want to have Murktide that early. We want to have an 8-8 and not a 6-6. Post Cyber, they also have Terminate, which is not very nice to play against. And probably this turn we just want to be open with the Archmage Charm. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Let's be open with the Archmage Charm. We will try to draw 2 cards end of the turn if they don't do anything. And then we try to resolve Expressive Iteration in our turn. We have to be very careful with drawn in the log. Alright, so let's go for it. Archmage Charm, end of turn, target us, drawing 2 cards. Irra says throw and go mirror, not even close, I guess, to those times of the draw and go. But okay, I think here is a difficult spot. I guess we don't want to do the expressive yet. We want to do Ledger Shredder Ragavan, and probably we don't want to play the fetch until Ragavan resolves. Then let's play Ragavan. Let's see what we draw. Because I don't think we need more than 3 lands in this spot. And with this hand, I think it has more value a Lightning Bolt against Shadow than the land. Or do we want to put the Lightning Bolt already in the grave? Decisions. Yeah, let's get rid of the Lightning Bolt. Let's put the land into play. Then we can ensure that next turn, if they kill our creatures, we can still have some leverage. Okay, goodbye Ragavan. And maybe they are deciding to kill Ledger Shredder end of turn, which will be fine. No, they don't. Scalding Tarn. Now but we are playing a little bit slower. I think these games get more and more complicated. Probably we start to see some shadows. Okay, if you use the Dread Border, it's fine for me. That's Ragavan or Ledger Shredder. Okay, that's fine, I guess. And we will then take care of it. And we move to our turn. We will start with an expressive, and I think we want to take to the hand an Izzet, and we want to play this down and this tap. Probably, yes, we want to do that. Well, I think we want to be protected against Ragavan, so this card probably stays in the exile, and we play the Izzet straight away, and then we go for our Murktide 8-8. We saw the Dreadbore. Maybe they have Terminate in hand, and that's why they play it so aggressively there in the Ledger Shredder. Okay, Expressive Iteration. Let's see what they find. Maybe now we are going to regret getting rid of this Lightning Bolt that we throw to the grave. Because when they are at 11, now they play Ledger Shredder, I see. Maybe now they play Ledger Shredder and Shadow. I think here we will attack, and if they don't block, okay, that's really interesting. Really interesting. I think we can do explosive for 2, and that's GG. All right. So, okay, so I think for game 3, maybe we are good like this. I don't know if I want this, and if I want this, maybe I prefer this on the draw, or 1-1. I think 1-1. 1 counterspell, 1 mystical dispute. Yeah, let's do that. Or just 1 dispute. Maybe we want those 2 disputes. I mean, Ledger Shredder and all the other things that have blue, like Expressive Iteration. I think the dispute will will be very efficient here and unexpected. Alright, so here we are for another round, and we have a very potent hand. I think this hand is good, but yeah, our opponent is playing a very good deck, and he's a very good player, so anything can happen. Blood Crypt, 3 damage, Ragavan. Alright, little monkey friend. And here we are going to play Steam Bands. We are going to pass, and let's find out what happens. Polluted Delta. Here the question is, do we let the Ragavan pass? And we are open with Mystical Dispute for a Ledger Shredder, because not having Lightning Bolt, it might be very difficult for us to deal with the Ledger Shredder. But I think it's more challenging dealing with Ragavan. I think it will be a Ledger Shredder, I presume. Okay, it's going to start to become pretty big. Shall we just simply pass, or just do a consider in our turn and remain open for the bubble? Explosive for 2. I really don't know what is the best play here. Everything seems quite blurry. I guess we will go for this. Consider here. And we pass. Okay, we want this one into our graveyard. Definitely no. So we pass the turn. If they play something with blue, we may Mystical Dispute. If not, we consider Expressive. Yes, okay, we did the correct play. Otherwise, that Expressive could be really challenging for us. Okay, Scalding turn. Do they have double spell? Doesn't look like it. Okay, what do we want here? Maybe Expressive Iteration. And if we find a Lightning Bolt, we will play it in their turn. What happens if we find what we just found? I think we want the Jace, right? Even if it's a little bit slow, we want it. Ravan goes down and Misty comes into play. We are going to pass, and I think we are going to consider in their turn. Not giving them the Ledger Shredder activations. Maybe they have some lands or some cards that they really don't want to use, or even some shadows. I don't know. Okay, yeah, this one is going to resolve. That's a pity. Let's see what they find. Mishra's Bubble. Alright, that happens. What are you going to discard? Another Ledger Shredder, and they will attack for 2. They might have a counter spell, so a drone in the log if they don't play anything else this turn. So let's see what we find with this consider. Shall we fetch for 3? I don't think so. We don't have any real reason to do that. Now they see what we have in the top of the library. Probably juicy things. No, we don't. But do we need this land? I guess no. We don't send it to the grave, we take it to the hand, and then we draw decisions. I guess we want to do Steam Bands for 2, and we want to play Ledger Shredder. Let's make them believe that we have a counter spell or something, and then we cast Bubble, or we don't cast Bubble. I think it's time for the Hearse. Maybe we will play the Murktide later. We haven't seen a single in all the games, so I'm starting to think what is going on here. Another Here's boom, 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 boom. Do we need the explosives here? I guess yes. Let's get rid of Bubble. Counterspell. Oh, even better than that. It enters in the battlefield and we pass. Okay, expressive. Ledger Shredder. Double Ledger Shredder. It's great for our explosives. They will not expect explosives. Having to license ourselves in the battlefield. Although I don't know if we really want to make explosives here. Okay, they will attack for 3. I guess we have to do explosives, either we want it or not. So we take 2 sorceries out. Alright, or do we want to do Jace and Baton to go against Jace, then come with the Murktide? I think we go for Murktide directly. If they kill it, they kill it. Okay, and we pass the turn. Now we have to be careful with the double activations. And I think we need to remove Ledger Shredder and Ragavan, but still they have 4 types. Okay, they fetch. Are we starting to see maybe some shadows coming over? We are thinking a lot, which is good and bad at the same time. Okay, we move to combat phase. Will they attack? No, they don't. Let's exile these two cards. Shall we play the Consider, or will they think we have a counterspell and now we don't have it? If we saw the Consider, maybe they come now with the removal. Yeah, they were thinking on that and killing the Hears and then Unholy Hit to the Murktide. But what they don't know is that we have the Explosive and later the Mind Sculptor, that will be really brutal to them. The only thing I'm very scared of is if they start to now make the Shadow show and they start to deploy several Shadows. But this was a very good play. I think that was really intelligent what they just did. I guess we want to put this in the graveyard. Holy Hit, that's fine. Let's see if we draw a land. We don't. Let's do this and let's pass the turn. Beginning of combat, we do this. And we start to see shadows. Oh no, unlicensed. Unlicensed is fine, I guess. Shadow. 3 cards, 3 types of card in the grave. What should we do? What should we do? Shall we do double Unholy Hit here and play the Hears? Maybe that works. Or shall we go with the Jace directly? But if we play Jace, they play it again and then they kill the Jace. I prefer to try to kill the Shadow, even if it's dirty work. And now if they have some discard, we will have troubles, but it's what it is. No. Let's take out the creatures because of the Colagans command. Bubble, they will see our top. Okay, they do this now. Interesting. Oh, Pyromancer, that really sucks. Drawing 2 cards, it's bad for us. And now they will have 3 cards. I don't like this situation. We cannot deploy our Jace unless we protect it a little bit more. Well, we can play a Murktide now. Yeah, let's take Otawara in the hand, this down and this here, and let's resolve this, even if it's not too big. Let's do it. Do you have a counterspell? No, you don't. Alright, and now I guess we will do this straight away. And we want to take Ledges Shredder and Expressive Iteration. And we pass the turn. Alright, yeah, you can attack. I'm not going to block that. Croxa? Pyromancer, another Pyromancer. No, it's a nightmare. It's like the plague. It makes our Jace so bad. Fatal Push, they discard it, and a Scalding Turn. Okay, that's okay, I guess. Ragavan. Well, Ragavan, it's good for one reason. It helps us to activate our unlicensed. I think we are going to do that. We are going to do this, and we are going to do this, and we are going to play this. And we pass the turn. Okay, I guess that's not super nice, but it's okay. And here, if they attack with the Hears, we trade Hears. Maybe we lose everything. If they have now that push, yeah, I think we trade the Hears. That's fine for me, having the Otawara in hand. They're attacking me and no Jace. Okay, let's block. And now let's exile sorcery. And I don't know, it doesn't matter really. Sorcery and bubble, for example. Okay, now it matters. And yeah, we need to draw very well, I guess. Let's draw with the Jace. Expressive. Let's put these 2 back, and we will shuffle then. We do this. We find absolutely nothing. And I guess we can wait still before conceding. We can put this in hand, this down, and this in exile. And this game doesn't look very good for us. Ragavan. They activate, they dash at Ragavan. Okay, they go for the kill. I see. And now they will attack most probably, so we will take the 2 Pyromancers damage. Yeah, this all goes to me. So let's block first Ragavan. And then let's send this back to the hand. We go to 2. We have to draw very, very good if we want to survive here. Maybe we dash even the Ragavan on a desperate attempt to kill them. Draw 3 cards. Well, these 3 cards are really good. These 3 cards are really, really good. We can kill these 2 and try to survive. Yeah, we put these 2 back, I guess, like this. And we play this with dash to see what we find. Oh, Blostremire. Okay. And now if we play this now, we lose because they make the 2 tokens and they crew anyway. So we need to do things with attackers already declared. They dash at Ragavan. That's fine. We are losing this game. Yeah, maybe the dash was not a good idea. We should have take the charm. Well, no, we didn't have enough mana if we take the charm. Well, no, yeah, because we dashed the Ragavan. So at the end of the day, that was also... And now we play this here, and now we play this, concede. Okay, so we are in game, sideboarding for game number 6. We are 3-2 for us, and we are on the play for this game. So what we are going to do is like before, no, the near explosives, the here's, and I guess on the play, Blood Moon, Jace, and I don't know if we want the Mystical Dispute, maybe 1 as we did before, and we take Dress Down out. We take the Pierce. We take counterspell. Yeah, I think all the counterspells. So that's the plan. Let's see if it works or if it doesn't. Alright, so here we are for game number 6 in this Duel Series, and we are on the play already in the... This is the 3rd game with sideboard. I think this hand is a keep. It's indeed quite solid, I would say. They maybe start with Thosis, and we're going to start with Spirebluff Canal, and we pass. We will consider end of turn. Maybe they have Thosis finally. We have seen 0 Thosis in the whole game. Mishra's Bubble, okay, that's interesting. They look at us. That's interesting they didn't look at this at themselves before fetching. I don't know. So we're going to consider... Wow, Ragavan. I think we don't want to put it in the graveyard. We keep it in hand. Probably they draw... Oh, interesting. This is very interesting. I guess we want to play this. Shall we go for Unlicense or Ledger Shredder? I think I like Unlicense, I like it more. And then next turn we can do Ledger Shredder Ragavan, or we can do Blood Moon. Yeah, let's go for Unlicense. Then if they have a removal, they cannot use it. Because I guess that's what they were trying to do this turn, just keeping open. Now they can maybe play a Dash Ragavan and they will make our Blood Moon worse. Thosis, that's fine. They will take the moon, most probably. That was nice. Good timing for a Thosis. Okay, so let's start taking things out of the grave. And now... Oh, another Here's. Interesting. Let's play this first, and then we can play the Ledger Shredder. And then we play Ragavan. Draw this card. Wow, I think we want to get rid of this unlicensed, and if they kill the Ragavan or the Ledger Shredder, we will be having already enough cards for casting the Murktide next turn. That will be brutal. They might have another Thosis, so let's remain quiet and see what happens. Okay, destroy target creature with mana value less than or equal to the number of cards in its controller graveyard. So in this case, we can do nothing about it. Thosis, no. All right, bye bye, Murktide. We saw 0 Thosis in the previous 5 games, and now this is the second one. I don't know if maybe they take Charm in this point, because maybe they have some removals, and Charm is brutal card advantage. So we take these 2 out, and then we move to our turn. I will play this island and draw. All right. Now I wish they have another Thosis. Wow, that's a very strong play. Let's take these 2 out, and it's our turn. Otawara. All right, so we pass. I think here we should kind of prepare the game in a way that we get to have lethal with a license. Okay, they play Ragavan. We need explosives, and for 2 they play a license. Okay, they send that back. Probably we do like this. And then we move to combat. I guess this is the most efficient play if we want to find explosives. And we will fetch. Alright, so we fetch. Steam Vents. Do you like to pay? No. Our turn. And Holy Hit. And Holy Hit to what? To Ragavan straight away. To the Shadow. I guess Ragavan it's more problematic than the Shadow. We pass the turn. Alright, we move to 8 lives. Right. Oh, they play nothing, so maybe there is some kind of counter spell of any sort. Okay, very Izzet. Bolt. Bolt is very, very interesting. Let us deal with the Ledger Shredder on the spot. Hey, that's a nice trick. Losing 1 life, end of turn. I like it. You have a style. Shadow. Well, I guess in this spot we will do this. They didn't use the Fairy Izzet. Well, I guess that's fine. Oh no, that fetch makes our plan rubbish. We should have done it in end of turn, I guess. Yeah, and now it's GG's. We should have done it end of turn. And now we are 3-3, and we go to the 7th and decisive game. Okay, we sideboard like in previous games with the hears and the explosives. I think we want the Mystical Dispute. Counter spells go out, Spell Pierce goes out, and Dress Down goes out. Alright, let's go for the 7th round. And yeah, this is the sideboard plan. Alright, here we are for game number 7. Everything will be decided here, so let's go for it. This is a nice hand. I think I'm going to keep. It's a hand that allows us to play against the turn 2 Legends Redder, and also it's good against Thosis, so I like it. And we have 2 nice late game cards. They do now Thosis. I think we will be happy, I guess. If they do Unholy Hit, then we will not be happy. That's how it works. Alright, then we bolt here and let's try to accelerate this Jace coming into the battlefield. I think it will be broken if we just dispute now whatever they play, and we go for Jace in our turn. Let's play this and let's do this. Dispute is broken. Mishra's Bubble, and with Jace now the question is, shall we plus it and look their top? And I guess yes, that's probably what we want to be doing. Let's see first what they have. Expressive Iteration, so maybe we don't play Jace yet. Let's do this. Here's Explosives. Okay, yeah, I think we are going to take the Explosives in the hand. We are going to send this down and we put the Here's. We will play some fetch in case we go for Blood Moon later. And we do this straight away. We take 2 types of cards out of their grave. I hope they don't find a Thosis. Now maybe we will see what it is. Wow, Colagan's Command. That's a good card. But now we have Jace to help us to deal with the situation. Let's look. Holy Hit. Would you like to use Jace's ability? I guess yes, because I don't want to lose my Jace to that Unholy Hit. Now they have 4 types, so if they have an Unholy Hit, we lose Jace anyway. Okay, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. Ragavan, I like this card. I guess in this spot we draw and we send back this and this, I guess. We play Legends Redder, we play Explosives for 1. Well, we could have played with blue and really silly. This goes to the grave. Explosives for 1 here, and I guess we break the explosives now straight away. And we play a Ragavan, just cast it. We pass the turn. They have 4 types. We don't want to see an Unholy Hit, and then we are good. We have another Explosives on the top, in case things get really dirty with a Shadow, or with a couple of Shadows. Okay, Expressive. Here we get rid of this. We want to present lethal next turn. These games were quite fast, but interesting. And I think the dispute was key for this outcome in the game to get to this turn like this. But nothing is ended yet. Fatal Push can do these kind of things. Alright, here's keep on doing its job. They draw a card, and now I guess that will make it. We are going to attack, and we are going to Lightning Bolt. Okay, we should have Jace first. I see, but this is GG's. And we get the 7th game of this challenge, duel challenge, in this interesting matchup of Grixis Shadow versus Izzet Murktide. I really have tons of fun. we are going to connect with Irra for a debriefing of the game. Hi Irra, hi, hi. It was very nice
It
game.
was it was very nice. You know that last turn, I have to basically play for to win and not to lose because I had in my hand before I pass the turn to you, I have terminate in my hand.
Yeah,
Okay, and I only have one mana open, and I play the fatal push in the monkey because just in case, because I prefer to go to one, if you attack me or whatever. And then I draw that holy hit, and when you attack after, with the Jason and that, I was like, okay, if I try to kill the bird, he's going to brainstorm again, and and I'm going to be out. So the only way I win this game is I kill the Jace, I go to one, I untap, and I terminate the bird. So I have to just go for the okay. Let's try to win the lottery, but then you have the ball. But it was a very nice game. It was a very nice game. It was. I think that the 7 games were a summary of what we talk about because we saw games where you just kill me with Murktide, where I couldn't do anything at all, and the last game was an example of a monkey from your side in turn one that create a kind of snowball. But hopefully I could recover with the Colagans command, but I was lucky because I only have one copy. But I think that they summarize what is the pairing. Maybe I only play thought size in one game, and that is always good for you. But I think it was a good. The first 2 games were quite crappy, I think, but the rest were really interesting. What do you think?
yeah. I think all of them more or less were fine. There were a lot of decisions, and in this last one, I think the key card was Mystical Dispute. That is a
Yes.
card that usually you never put against a Grixis Shadow, but I felt that your version it's very heavy on blue. So
Okay.
I kind of thought this spell is more efficient than a counter spell, and that's why I decided to bring it in. And every time that I had it, it was really powerful. So I guess more than the Ragavan, that of course is a very good card and it snowballs. I think that was the key in that matchup, having
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dispute.
The thing with Mystical Dispute is that I only play like the 4 birds, the 4 iterations, and then
Drone in
and
the
the
lock.
3 drone. But I always put out 1 drone against Murktide because normally I'm assuming that you're going to attack. The game is going to be very long, and you're going to attack my graveyard probably with an Earth or something like that. So, and indeed, in one game I have that, and I was rubbish because I have no graveyard. So I have like 10 cards. But the good thing about Dispute is that because I only have a few lands in my deck, okay, I have like 7 lands that produce mana. Okay, so it's very rare that I have more than 4, maybe 5 lands, some games. So Dispute is a counter anyway for 3. You know what I mean? So in the early game, it's great for those 10 blue cards, and in the late, when you have plenty of mana, you can use it against anything for 3. So it's a really good card in this matchup because it gives you early for 1 and late for 3.
Yeah,
But
I
it was
really
really interesting.
I agree. And I think my favorite game was probably the game 5, I think it was.
Yes,
That
yes, that
we
was
were
amazing.
end of the turn and I was waiting for you, like trying to make you think I have a counter spell. But I don't know, for some reasons I consider at the end of the turn because I think, okay, I guess you have to do that, otherwise you lose the game. But if you start to do unholy hit and other things there, you are going to win. So I was like very close to don't consider and pass the turn, but I was thinking, okay, the window is going to close. And I think in that spot, that was a very nice play from you when you kill all my threats with your unholy hit. I think that was really well played and very nice game. So that was probably my favorite game number 5
Yeah,
that
yeah, no,
you
it was,
that
it
you
was.
won. That was the one
Yeah.
we went to 3-2. I think there you play at your best, and I enjoy a lot getting beat by you. So that was really a good one.
And that was the game, that I had to play all the time around your artifact that was removing my graveyard because I play Unholy Hit with Delirium like 2 or 3 times, always in response to your ability. So
Yeah.
I wait to the end of turn, I throw the Colagan, so I make you tap the artifact, and then I throw the other one and I kill the Murta. It was a very interesting game because I have to always think how can I, ignore kind of,
Yeah.
the artifact, and
It's
take
it's
the best out of
very
my hits.
it's very interesting also how you play the Colagans command because you always play them more like a proactive card, trying to destroy some of my cards or make some damage to some creatures. And I was all the time like scared that you will go more for the value plays and try to get creatures back from your grave with the Colagans command. And I was trying to play around that idea, no? So I think we were both seeing the game quite differently for the way you always play that card and the way I was always trying to think about how you could
Yeah,
play that card.
yeah, but the spots were to be like that in the place because not a single time I was in a position that I could really use it to return because that game when I have to use it to make two to the Murktide, break the artifact, and then throw the Unholy in response to your activation of the hearse, and then in the last one I have to use it that way. So really, I was forced to use it that way. It's true that sometimes you want to return maybe a shadow or a bird or something like that. But Command Command is such a great card because of that. It was in June, it's in every deck because it allows you to be very grindy, but also gives you the possibility to be very proactive at the same time. So it has so many angles that I really like it. I have one thing for you, and it's that I think it was game 6. I'm going to review the video when you post it. There was a spot where I had a bird that was like 3/5, a shadow that was like 5/5, I think, and I cast pre-combat Ragavan because I wanted to play another second spell to pump the bird. And you have the hearse with like 6 remove cards or something like that, and you use the card, the activation of the card before I declare my attackers. And I wasn't sure before you did that if I was going to attack with the shadow or not because if you control my monkey in the middle of the combat, if you have the
charm.
Archmage charm, you can then activate the card, block, and then pump again the card with 2 more, and then probably I could lose my shadow. But when you tap it before combat, I was like, okay, attack with everything,
Yeah, that's really interesting because at that point of the game, I felt like the bank already took my house, my car, and all my possessions. So I already have nothing, no money. I'm totally broke. And you were still thinking, okay, maybe he can do something against me.
I was like, okay, how can I lose this game? And I was thinking, if he has a charm, he's going to make a, not a 2x1, but like 3-for-1 or something like that. So I was like, and then you tap it, and I was like, okay, go for everything. So I want to see what you have in your hand. I'm very curious to see all these games from your side, seeing the cards. The first 2 games I have quite not so hands because I have to mulligan and then. But I think that later it got very interesting in game 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, of course, that I was all the time behind. And that shows also how important it is to start in Modern. Because if I was the one starting, I was the one with land, monkey, removal, But in this case, you were starting and you were the one with land, monkey, and my removal was, I have a terminate, but I didn't want to use it until I really could. But, it was super interesting. It was super interesting.
Yeah,
so it was a pleasure,
I totally agree. Of course, we can review the games later. We were going to post in as soon as we can do some editing. We always remove the silence part. I think this makes more dynamic the commentary and the game plan. And I think you are the first guest we have in this Duel series. And overall, what do you think about the format? Do you think it's
I really like it. I really like it because I really like when when you have this kind of thing. And also, we are not just playing 3 games; we're playing like 7 games, so you can really see a lot of games appearing. There are a lot of different situations. And also, it's not like you just playing with someone in a league or whatever and you're recording it. It's more like you can discuss a little bit of the deck before, you can play the games, and then afterwards we can talk about this spot, that spot, very interesting here, why did you do this, why did you do that, whatever. So I think that this is super interesting, super interesting. If you do more like this, I'm going to watch those videos for sure.
Yeah, that's the idea, and we really look forward to have you again in the show after you win Paris and you make top 32 in Sofia. That's the plan.
Top 36. In Sofia, we need top 36.
Okay, that's very exotic. I like it. So then let's go for top 36 in Sofia, and then we can bring you back for another episode of this Duel series. And well, thank you very much, Irra, our winner in Metropolis Center in Madrid last Sunday. It was, which day was that of the month? It was 28th of August.
28 indeed.
Yeah, so congratulations again. A very good job there. And see you very soon in Paris, the latest.
Yes, see you in Paris. Looking forward.
Take good care. Bye-bye.
Yes, bye-bye.